What's up guys, Kaiju here again with another video, and today I'll be talking about one of my favorite, if not my favorite, mouse pad. I'm gonna say it right off the bat. This is my endgame mouse pad. This is my main mouse pad, and I've been using this for like around 6 months or so already, and yeah, I think it's high time that I make a video about it. It's actually like I've been prolonged the video. I was supposed to make one like just even after a month of using it, but I don't know. I just kept getting lazy. So, oh yeah, by the way, I'm like trying to use a different way of recording. So tell me how the audio is. Yeah, whatever. So yeah, the Gigant. You can see how dusty it is. Anyways, so the Gigantus V2. So it's Razer Gigantus V2. It's pretty cheap. It ranges from around 15. It's around $15, and I really think it's really worth the money. Like the price point is what really kind of like really attracted me to it. Like I'm a sucker for cheap products, and even though this is cheap, it's really good. I really like it. It's my main pad. I prefer this over my expensive artisan pads and other more expensive pads. It's like like a fraction of the price for that. But anyways, yeah. So like Gigantus V2, it's a 450 by 400. Then, yeah, the the small, the medium, and the large are 3 millimeters thick, and the desk mat version, the bigger versions, are 4 millimeters thick. Okay, so what I have here is the 450 by 400, and I liked it so much I bought the desk mat version. This is the 900 by 400 or 450, I don't know. But anyways, I'll be talking mostly about the square version, but you know it's pretty much the same. Okay, I'll just say it before I forget. Like the main difference, there's a difference in the texture. Like the bigger one, the desk mat one, is, yeah, it is thicker by it's 4 millimeters, so it's a bit squishier, and the cloth surface feels a bit smoother compared to this square one. This square one is firmer, and it's 3 millimeters, and the surface is noticeably rougher. And yeah, I actually kind of prefer this. I prefer kind of thinner, firmer pads and kind of rougher pads where I can feel the texture on my mouse skates. So, anyways, that out of the way. Oh yeah, this is non-stitched, and it did start fraying after a while, but that's a long while, and that's under heavy use. I mean, you can't even see it in the camera unless I pick it up. So that's how good it is. Like it took around I'd say 3 to 4 months of heavy use for it to fray. And it only started fraying because I'm really into playing aim trainer, so there's a lot of vertical movement. So if you play like TAC FPS, like Valorant, CS:GO, where you mostly just move side to side horizontally, I really doubt it's even gonna fray for you. If you play games where you know go up and down and that stuff, that's when it's probably gonna fray after a while. But yeah, even after heavy use, it lasted pretty long. Lasted me around 5 months. Let's say around five. It started to kind of deteriorate at around 4 to 5 months, and then around 6 months is where I wanted to buy a new one already. Like I didn't want to use it anymore. Like it's still perfectly usable now, like after around 6 months, but it's kind of slowed down. Not considerably that much, but it's very noticeable. It's slowed down by around uh I'd say 15 to 20% as when it was brand new. But it really took a while for it to slow down. It For the first 3 months, I didn't have to wash this. I didn't have to do anything to it. It stayed pretty consistent. And at around the fourth to fifth month, that's when I noticed I kind of had to wash it, and it was starting to slow down or deteriorate. And yeah, by 6 months, I didn't want to use it. I wanted to buy a new one. Like I actually ordered a new one already. Um, but this is still perfectly usable. I can still see myself using this if I wasn't so meticulous about it. Like if this wasn't so cheap that I can readily get a new one. It's still usable, especially for people that want more control. So in terms of quality, like quality for the price, it's really amazing. I don't think it's a bad quality. Uh, I think it's actually, it's much better than the QC case, the Steel Series pads, because the Steel Series pad is a bit more expensive than this by like a few dollars, I think. Um, by like $5. I don't know. It's more expensive. And that my QCK Edge like lasted me just a couple or 3 weeks, and I legit didn't want to use that anymore. Even if I washed it, I couldn't. Um, this thing, the quality of this pad, what they call this? Yeah, even after 3 months I washed it, or even I lightly wash it, it's almost good as new. And yeah, in terms of humidity, I'm not sure if yeah, it's sort of affected by humidity because it's a bit fast, not fast, but it's less muddy whenever it's not humid. When it gets humid, you can kind of notice it's slowing down a bit, but just a tiny bit. It doesn't become a mud pad in my opinion. It doesn't become like a GSR or an Equate. It's still relatively okay. Uh, yeah. So I think I give the quality a good 10 out of 10, especially considering the price. Like if this was more expensive, obviously, I'll be more meticulous about the quality. It didn't develop any slow spots for me. Really, the only noticeable deterioration is the fraying, and again, that's if you do a lot of up and down movements, and it's not even by that much. And yeah, like for $15, you can you'd have a pretty solid pad for like 6 months or so, even more if you're not meticulous about it like me. But yeah, so enough about the quality and the physicalities of the pad. Yeah, it's really good. Oh, rubber backing. Yeah, I don't know what this is, but it's Razer's rubber backing. It's pretty good. Okay, so in terms of function, this is a control pad, no doubt about it. It falls under the control pad category, but it's not a very slow pad in my opinion. This this pad is good for people that want a sort of fast control pad, if you get what I'm trying to say. Like it's a control pad, but it's not muddy. And uh was this the dynamic friction is good. It really helps you, it really gives you that control, but without giving you the difficulty of moving around. Like if you have shaky aim, this is good. um Moving around, you can feel the control of the surface of the pad, but it's not like you really have to give a lot of effort to like uh move the mouse around. Also, the static friction or initial friction is not a lot. um yeah, it's not like the Equate or any other control pads where you feel like you really have to go against a tug. Like the initial friction and static friction is sort of low, where you can easily micro adjust, but you're not gonna lose control. I really like it for that reason. Like this is a really good balance pad. I'd say it's still good. Yeah, it's still considered a control pad, no doubt about it, but it's not a mud pad. And you can use this even for faster paced games like Call of Duty and Apex and all that, all those games where you need fast movements, but you want a control of that. This is slower than Zero, okay? It's slower than Zero, slower than the Echo Control Plus. Yeah, whenever people would say, hey, the Zero is a bit faster for me, oh, the Echo Control Plus is kind of too fast for me, the Tiger Ubba is a bit too fast for me. This is what I would suggest. It's a good kind of step down from the Zero. Like, if the Zero is too fast for you and you want, but you don't want to go to the mud pad category, this is the pad that I'm gonna recommend. Heck, this is the first pad I recommend to anybody asking for a kind of like they don't know what pad to get, or they want a control pad but it's not too slow. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, micro correction is really easy. Really, yeah, I can easily move my mouse, no problem. but it's not out of control. Like if I have shaky aim that uh I miss, that I end up being imprecise or inaccurate, it's still there, and adjusting is really easy. Like I really suggest this pad. This is a really good pad. What else? So yeah, static friction and initial friction is pretty low, but it's still controlled. I don't know, it's like really weird. I don't know how to describe it. Dynamic friction, you really notice it. I don't have any problems of it being difficult to move around. Like whenever I do smoothness scenarios or do tracking scenarios, I can still easily do it. I can still easily use this. This is easily usable for like faster paced tracking heavy games. Uh, and yeah, for like CSGO and Valorant as well, where you need to be stable, you need accuracy. It's a really good pad, especially for beginners, heck, even advanced people. Like, it's legit a good pad. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, if because it's also very easy to recommend because of just how readily available it is and how cheap it is. Like you can get this like in a lot of stores, and yeah, it's just around $15, and it's gonna last you for a pretty long time. And if it does start to wear down, you can buy a new one, and you're not gonna feel that bad because it's pretty cheap. uh yeah, what else? Yeah, it's definitely like the safest pad that I can recommend. Like if you don't know what pad to get a Gigantus V2, then you can branch out from there. So yeah, if you got any questions, I don't want to like prolong this video anymore. Like I'm just gonna keep repeating what I say. If you guys got any questions, just comment down below. Oh wait, I'll just make quick comparisons. I'll get the IKEA pad. Hold on. So this is the IKEA Lannis Pillar pad. So actually, when I got this IKEA pad, I was really debating. Like I was having hard time differentiating which one was faster, which one was slow, which one had more control. And yeah, the these two are nearly identical. The IKEA, what you're gonna notice more is the smoothness of the surface of the IKEA pad and the roughness of the surface of the Gigantus V2. Um, but this is a bit slower, and I feel like some people might find it a bit muddy already. It's still not a mud pad. I still don't consider it a mud pad, but I think it's going to the category of other people, especially those that want faster pads. I feel like this IKEA pad might be a bit, kind of being a bit too slow, a bit too relatively muddy for them already. I still think the Gigantus is a better pad. This is cheaper. This like what, $10, $11, but the Gigantus has, the Gigantus is bigger. This IKEA pad is only like 44 by 39 or 36 centimeters, so it's smaller. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can notice it. You can just watch my review. I have a review of this IKEA pad. It is smaller, but yeah. Also it is thicker, so it's also squishier. So I think that adds to why it sort of feels heavy sometimes, or feels lower than the Gigantus. It's thicker, it's smoother, it's squishier. And one of the main things why I prefer the Gigantus as well is that the surface feels more even. This one kind of has some bumps on it. So yeah, I think the Gigantus is still a better pad. It feels even a bit more premium, even though it's only a bit more expensive. So yeah, this is like my main pad, my favorite pad, and my top recommended pad, like if people don't know what to get. Anyways, peace. Like, comment, sub. Thanks for all the support, guys. I never really thought that my channel would grow this big. And I know it's only like 100 something, subscribers, but I never imagined it to like get this big. Anyways, peace.